Hello, my name is Kian, and welcome back to this week's episode of me reviewing another play. This week we have chosen the Merry Wives of Windsor. And well done for making it this far. You have lumbered through my last one, I bet, and this one, be prepared, it's going to be a long one as well, because I think I have a lot more to say about this one, seeing as I preferred it a bit more. It was more up my street compared to the other one, and it was more fun, while the other one was more entertaining and more educational, as I should say. Now, this piece of theatre I have seen a number of times because it's one of Shakespearean's more famous plays, and I've seen little clippets of different productions doing it, and doing it the proper Shakespearean play and way. But this one, they chose, seeing as they're going to be on Zoom, they might as well make it as modern as they can be, which sometimes doesn't go too well, as I have seen with a number of national theatre ones, where they've tried to do it modern, but it hasn't necessarily worked. But this one really worked for some reason, and I just loved it because it felt more like I knew them and more personal, and I felt more engaged and enlightened by the story, even though they still use the Shakespearean language. Now, I love the start of it, when it got to the email and they were typing in the emails, and then it said, "Hey, hip hop gang," and then crossed it out and then wrote, "Guys, I've got a Zoom link," and then it clicked. I loved it. I thought it was very like a movie, like you can see a lot of them in the movie, and it was so nice because you got to see the personal side of this. And I would have loved for all the emails to be like the characters' names, but that would be so much hassle. But I loved it. I thought it was a lovely modern way of opening it, and it highlighted what they would use to contact each other, because it's very common, especially for our course, to get emailed like that, get Zoom links, and it made it very warm and welcoming. However, after the email was sent and we got transformed to this Zoom call, the action started straight away. Now, for me, I didn't find that worked to my liking, because I didn't feel prepared. I didn't feel as welcomed as other performances I have seen from drama schools and online and plays and whatnot. And they always have a little gap, and they have some music, and then the line sort of starts quite softly, and then it builds as the scene builds and everything. But this started really strong, which I didn't mind, but it started very, very soon. It just started, which didn't really feel right, and I didn't feel like they invited the audience in as much as they could do. I know that could be hard, or it could be edited, so it was very it meant to start like that. But I feel I like, me as an audience member, having that little time, whether it be 1 to 5 seconds, just getting prepared and ready for the story at hand. Like the encounter which I saw, because that was so good at welcoming us, because it made light of everything and showed what he's going to do and how he's going to do it. And I love that little introduction. But this, I feel they could have had that, and they had the ability to, seeing as they tweaked the script. So I would have liked them to explored more with inviting the audience in, because it made me very out of it. And when it's 0 seconds, it's not very good for me as an audience to be cut off. But that's something I'll definitely take on board, because it was something as a whole of our course was struggling with great expectations as narrators, when to start, how to start it, what energy, whether we build, and it was very complex. But now I know what works and what doesn't work, and it's online, which is even better, because this Christmas production might be online, so it's good to get like different tips to see what works and what doesn't work. Now, I love the names on the Zoom, because you can change it, and the names were just so good. Like, there was a character called Simple, and his name was Keep It Simple. and there was like there was the priest. I can't remember the name. I've got the list of names here, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But it was, I think it was like Hugh loves Jesus, and it was just so great because it defined the characters, and when they probably changed the name, it probably felt like costume, like getting that costume on, getting the final bits of your character, and it made it very modern because you could change your name, and they did, and I felt it was very, very good and very great. Now, seeing as it was on Zoom, I think it happened a number of times, especially to Justice Shallow. Now, she tried so hard, but sometimes her camera glitched, so she would stop like that, and then she'll go really fast. And sometimes, like, the character just carried on as normal, like, it was supposed to happen, which worked. And one, I think, even said, oh, are we being frozen? Are we being frozen? Okay. And I found that so funny because it was so in the moment. However, I feel like some actors really reacted to this but didn't say anything. And when something wrong does happen, you just need to carry on, either acknowledge it and not react, or react as your character. But don't. Yeah, so because it makes light that something wrong has happened, and they could easily feed that could have been a character's response. That could be, oh gosh, she's got her dodgy Wi-Fi again, gosh, why do we invite her to these calls? But yeah, when you highlight it, the audience think, oh, okay, it wasn't supposed to happen that way, which then makes me think, oh, okay, well, that's a bit sad that I got to witness that. I felt the characters who did react as you would usually, like, oh, you're frozen there, oh, didn't quite catch that. I felt they were very natural at doing it, and I didn't feel like there was a change. I didn't feel like it was their character and then their actor was like, no, this isn't right. Now, I thought that there's a character who's supposed to be, I think it was Mr. Page, who he's supposed to always be on mute, and then they're always like, oh, sorry. At first, I thought, oh no, how embarrassing, like, this has happened. I've seen it happen in a number of drama schools, especially the court theatre, when someone's been on mute by accident, and I'm like, oh gosh, it's that again. But it was actually really, really good, because they reacted so naturally, and I realised it was actually a character's like response and journey, what they usually go through, which I laughed, like, because you need to have them like little character things, like if they walk with a limp, it's the same thing online. Like, if you're always on mute, like, maybe he's old, so he doesn't really necessarily know how these things work. And when he did turn it off mute, he let it stride, and it made it so natural. I actually thought he was muted until I realised that it was actually part of it. Now, I would have loved to see this play live. I'm really upset that I didn't actually see it live, because I could have had the opportunity to actually watch these lives and watch how these like characters responded. Like, there was a character who always went live, and it was one of the wives, and she was always on live, and there was even one stage where it said, go look at so and so on Instagram live, because she was her character, and I thought that would have been amazing to see. However, we did see glimpses of an Instagram live, which I thought is so modern day, and I loved it. I thought it really made me think. They got Zoom, they got Instagram live, everything the audience has got to know over these past few months of being in lockdown, because we had to find ways of entertaining, discovering and exploring. So most of us would have been live on Instagram, and we have been on a Zoom call. Most of the population have been on a Zoom call. So it was just great to see it. Now, there was some living, which I absolutely adored. There was the hostess of the Garter, and her character just drank, which I found hilarious, and she did it with such natural, like she was genuinely drinking. She didn't try to show like, oh look, I'm drinking, everyone look at me, I'm drinking. She drank, and like there was a little section, a little transition, which she just kept drinking, which I found hilarious. And it was just so lovely, so warm to see her just live online, because sometimes when you are online you might think, I have to show the audience. Like there was some sections of transitions where it was very like, look at me, look at what I'm doing. But most of the transitions which happened between the scenes, I felt really brought the story. They all made sense. They all maintained their characters, and I loved it. I was actually upset that there wasn't more.